my last video, we spoke about the price of Bitcoin dipping down below the 6,000 mark and then coming back up again and living to fight another day. As we can see at the moment, as I predicted, it would come back and fill that gap that it left between the two yellow lines right over here. Remember that gap it made? Well, it did come back and fill that gap, as I suspected it would. We had some decent losses or a decent sell-off after that, but all in all, Bitcoin is holding up pretty well under the circumstances. Nothing, to me anyway, nothing is pointing towards a massive sell-off and another serious dip in price. I've been watching over the last 2 days or so the price of Bitcoin. It's actually made some gains and held those gains overnight, for me anyway, and then carried on, or rather maybe not holding them completely, but it loses some of them overnight for me, and then the next day it would carry on and make some more gains. Now we can see last night, for me, we had a substantial drop here and then a really nice rise over the rest of the night, and we're facing, or we have a small drop at the moment right here, but nothing serious at the moment. We don't know where that is going. I suspect we're going to get a little bit of a sell-off now. Stochastics RSI has turned in the overbought area, and it has turned down slightly. So I do expect the price to drop a little bit now. But I've been taking a look, and if I've drawn this little triangle or flag or pennant, whatever you'd like to call it, over these two peaks that we've made, and the basic trend. Look, this is only a 1 hour chart, and well, it can only predict for a 1 hour chart. But if I draw a line spanning these low points of the price over the last few days, and I plot that into a pennant, we seem to be operating within this pennant pretty nicely at the moment. What's going to happen next is I suspect that we are going to keep trading in this little pennant or triangle, and once we get close to the end of it, the pressure is going to build up, and we are going to break out, either up or down. I'm not predicting yet, but I suspect, because of the triangle is slightly rising, as you can see, the angle is upwards. The lows are getting higher and higher. I suspect we will break out on the upside of this and carry on going, hopefully. But we have, if I just make this a little bit smaller and just decrease the size of this thing, I've drawn in this support level, not a support level, a resistance level here, that we are going to have to test and break before we can actually carry on going up. This is going to be an interesting move. I don't know if Bitcoin currently has the momentum or the strength. The gains we're making at the moment seem to be pretty weak. I don't see any real strength or confidence in the markets. I just don't see it. I'm not saying that we are bearish about Bitcoin, but I just don't think that it is strongly bullish at the moment. Although we are slightly trending up, although the highs aren't getting any higher, the lows are coming higher and higher, which means at some point the lows are going to overtake the highs. That is my viewpoint anyway. But I think if we break this support level, which is roughly at 6,780, call it 6,800. If we break 6,800, I think we are in for a substantial gain in the price. That's about my take on it for now. Let me just have a look. If I change this to a 4 hour chart, or wait, let's make it a 1 day chart. Make it smaller. Stretch it out a little bit. Yeah, you see this is still forming this slow curve, and I suspect the curve is pretty close to being to a bottom at the moment, and then it's going to curve back up again. So all in all, this to me it is looking pretty promising. We haven't broken, or we have broken the 6,000 level once properly, but it doesn't stay there. It actually broke it, and it recovered from it pretty quickly. So I am quite impressed about it. I was amazed that after we broke it that we actually did come back up, because I thought, well, the psychology of it is there are so many people watching that level. I thought, well, as soon as it dropped through that, people will lose confidence immediately and start selling. And that wasn't the case. So there is definitely some strength in the markets. There are forces holding this price or trying to hold it up. And I think the downward trend is slowing down at the moment. We are pretty much, if you draw a curve between all of these highs, we are pretty much at the bottom of the curve now. So I think this little thing that we are facing at the moment at the 6,000 level, trying to break it, I think that was, or it could very well be, the bottom of the barrel as far as the sell-off in Bitcoin goes. Oops, I just moved the line, never mind. Let's see if we can bring it back. Somewhere there anyway. Yeah, so that is my take on Bitcoin at the moment. I don't know why I'm keeping such a close watch on it. Like I said, I don't have any Bitcoin myself, but I am looking to get out of one or two other altcoins into Bitcoin so that I can cash out pretty soon. I think there might be a little bit of a profit to be taken. So yeah, that is my take on Bitcoin. That gap that I predicted would be filled has been filled, and we broke the 6,000, which I feared, but we survived. As I said, we came back to fight another day. And if I look just a quick look here at the indicators on the MACD and the stochastics RSI, on the 1-day chart, they are, well, the stochastics RSI is turned up nicely. It is above the 50% level, which is very bullish sign, or it's starting to go bullish, and it's going further. And the MACD has, well, it's bottomed out, and it is busy turning upwards. When it crosses the zero, we enter our bullish market, which means an upward moving price as far as I can tell. So yeah, I think things are looking pretty good for Bitcoin. I don't think there's too much negative sentiment as far as Bitcoin goes. I think a lot of this is due to manipulation. People want to get in at lower prices, and yeah, I think that is the case at the moment, because it doesn't. What has been happening over the last week or two is almost not chartable. You can't make out what is happening. There's no patterns. You can't work out where the market sentiment is. It's just wild. So yeah, I think it's definitely market manipulation. When it's going to stop, who knows? But if they can manipulate it down, they can manipulate it up as well. Yes, they can short the market to make money on the shorts, but at some point they're going to have to start going long on the market and make money on it going up. It's that simple. That's my take on it anyway.